Hello guys, welcome to Aptive channel. In the last video we talked about couple of operations related to lists in Python programming language. In today's video we will see some more operations regarding the lists, like what is list comprehension, how we can sort the lists, how we can copy the lists, and how we can join the lists. These all are the operations which we are going to see in today's video. Okay, let us start. Say, for example, this is how we write a for loop to iterate through a list, right? For each color in colors, okay? And if you want to print each color, this is how we print it, right? Let me run this program. See this is printing, right? Say, for example, I want to print only the colors whose name is starting with R or whose name is not starting with R. In such case, what we have to do, we have to iterate through each and every, we have to iterate through the colors list, and for each color we have to check that condition. If color dot starts with, if color dot starts with of R, then only print it. Okay, this is how we do. Otherwise, if you want to create a new list, new colors list, okay, and you want to create a new list uh, whose color names not whose color name starting with R, okay, color names dot append of color. See here, new colors. Okay, now let us print it. See, this new colors list is having only R. Okay, if you want yeah, if you want the colors list, the new colors list should be having only the colors whose names is starting with R. Then we have to iterate through the existing colors list, and for each color we have to do this condition check. Okay, so instead of doing all this iteration and all the condition check and creating a new list by adding, by calling the append method on the new list, right? Instead of writing all these 4 5 lines of code, we have a shorter technique to iterate through this list, which is called as list comprehension. Okay, that we will see what is the shorter way of writing, okay, to achieve the same functionality. Okay, now we have the colors list, right? See here, what we have to do is for each item in colors list, okay, for each item in colors list, and each item we are taking it into the color object, okay, color variable. If you want to do some condition here, you can write that condition, okay, filter condition. See, I want to create a new list whose names are starting with R, right? If color dot starts with uh, starts with of P, starts with of R, okay, and for each color, if you want to do some formatting, for each color it is returned from this condition, right? That also you can do. This is an expression. We will see it with a different example. What is the use of this expression? Okay. But for each color in the colors object, this condition, the color will be having each color in the colors list, and for each color that is returned in this colors list, this condition will be evaluated. If it is there, if it is starting with R, that particular color will be stored into this color variable, and it will be appended to the colors list. Okay. Now let us print it. See, it is same output still. Let us run it. Yeah. If you want to see for colors with blue, let us run it again. See the same output. So suppose we know that this is an expression in the list comprehension syntax, right? So for each color that is satisfied with this condition, if you want to do some output formatting on it, like if you want to add some strings at the end of each color that is returned from the condition after this condition is satisfied, right? If you want to do some output formatting, that kind of formatting you can do with an expression here. Okay, let us see this. Okay, if you want to convert this to upper, okay, that also you can do it here. Let us run it. See, it is converted into the uppercase. Okay, so this is the simplest form of, instead of writing all these 4 to 5 lines of code, this is the shortest and simplest form of creating a new list by using the list comprehension technique. The for loop is still there, and for each item the condition will be evaluated, and for each item that is returned after the condition is successfully satisfied, then this expression will be executed. This is used for formatting the final outcome. Okay, this is what the list comprehension. Now let us see what is our next agenda. Yeah, let us see how to sort the lists. Okay, so in order to sort the list means, uh, let us take one array. So let us take the same array. Okay, this one we have it, right? See, there is one function available, colors dot sort. On list object there is one function available, that is sort. Okay, if you print colors now, let us see what it will print. Blue, orange, red, yellow. Okay, if you see, it is printing based on the alphabetical order or the ASCII values. Okay, in the also it is printing by default in the ascending order. Okay, if you want these to be printed in descending order, then you have to pass uh, one keyword here, reverse is equal to true. Then let us see how it will print. See this yellow, red, orange, blue. Okay, if at all your list is having all numbers, right, then let us see how it will print. 10, 20, 50, 45. Now let me see how numbers dot sort of numbers dot sort. Okay, let me print numbers instead of colors here. See, let us see 5, 10, 20, 40, 50. It is printing in the ascending order, right? In the same way how you passed to the descending order, you pass the reverse is equal to 2, right? You can pass the same for numbers as well. Okay, but what if a list, okay, my list is having both numbers as well as strings, like this. Now let me see, calling sort on this. Let me print the main list. It is giving okay less than. Basically it is trying to compare internally, right, for sorting all the elements, that less than greater than, some comparison logic will be there internally, not supported between instances of int and str. So uh, if your list is having a combination heterogeneous types of data, right, then you will not be able to compare to know what is smaller and what is bigger. That's why in order to do the sorting on a list, your list should be having the homogeneous type of elements. Like either it should be having all numbers or either it should be having all strings. Okay, that is one point. The other one is, let us see here. These are all starting with capital letters, right? So let me take this one in this form, okay, and let me print, let me comment, remove all these things. Colors list, let me print it, let me remove this. Let us see, ideally, okay, let us see, orange, red, yellow and blue. So if you see here, whatever the characters, right, uh, whatever the strings, those are starting with the capital letters, those are coming first, and then the small letters are coming next. Suppose it means that it is case insensitive sort. Okay, if you want the sorting to be uh, case insensitive, right? Then you have to mention like this: key is equal to str dot lower. In this case, all strings will be converted to lowercase, and then the sorting will be applied. See now, blue came first, blue, orange, red, yellow. Okay, so this is what, if you are not specifying any key to the sort function, by default it is the case sensitive sorting. If you specify it, then case insensitive sorting. There is another function available, say for example, reverse of a list. Okay, how to find the reverse of a list? Say for example 10 is there, 5 is there, 2 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 20 is there. Okay, I want to do the reverse of this list. Okay, not in the sequence, but whatever the items those are present in the sequence, that sequence I want to reverse it. Okay, in such scenarios we have a function reverse. Okay, now let us see what it will print. See, in reverse it is printing, right, 22, 1, 5, 10. Okay, that is another way of sorting. We have seen a couple of sorting examples, right? Case insensitive sorting, case sorting. Uh, what else we have seen? Ascending order, descending order, sorting with numbers, sorting with strings, sorting with strings and numbers. Combination of a list is not possible. Then now let us see, there is one more variant how we can apply a sort function. Okay, let us see this. Let us say my list is having these values 100, 220, 40, 30. Okay, now I want to sort these elements based on a function value. Okay, let us take one function, my custom sort. Okay, this is my custom sort, and for to this function I pass a number. Okay, and this returns uh, half of it, half of that number. Okay, number by 2. This is just a simple function. Okay, now colors dot sort. Okay, colors dot sort For this one, I pass key is equal to my custom sort function. Now, what will happen for each item which it is going to sort? It will call this function with that number, with that list item, and the function will return some value, and it will sort the items of this list based on the value returned from that function. Okay, say for example 100 will give 50, 220 will give 110, 40 will give 20, 30 will give 15, like this, right? What is that? 50, 110, 20, 15. Now, if you call the sort function, the function will return these values. So, sort will be applied on these values. Okay. Now, first what should come? 30 should come, right? 30 should come. Next, 40 should come. Next, 100 should come. Next, 220 should come. Right? Let us see how it will print. See this 30, 40, 100, 220. Okay. Based on a custom sort function, based on the return value of a function, also we can do the sorting. Okay, that's all about sorting of list. Okay, next item in our agenda is copy list. Okay, let us see. Suppose I have a list. Okay, let me remove everything. Okay, list, I have a list. Okay, list 1 is equal to list of 10, 20, 30. Okay. See, I want to create another list by copying list 1. Okay, like this. If I assign list 1 to into list 2, right? What will happen? We will see. Print of list 1, print of list 2. Okay, let us print it. What it will print. See, now both the lists are having same data, right? Now if I lists are changeable, right? So if I update something list 2 of 0 at 0th index, I want some 50 instead of 10. Okay, now I want this to be reflected only in list 2 but not in list 1. Let us see what it will print. See, this 50 is reflected in list 1 as well. So here the catch is the same 10, 20, 30 are created in a memory, and both are, and that is pointing by the two reference variables. Okay, list 1 and list 2. So if you modify something in list 1 whatever or list 2, the same thing will be applicable in the list 1 as well. So in order to so the problem here is list 1 and list 2 are two reference variables pointing to the same data here. So in order to avoid this problem, if you want the changes to be reflected only in the list, like list 2, if you are doing change in list 2, and if you want the changes to be applicable only for list 2 but not for list 1, then you should ensure that these references are pointing to different lists. Okay, then what we can do now is we have to copy the list. Okay, list 1 dot copy will give us a different copy of the data, and list 2 will be referring to that location, that copy of data. Okay, now let us run it. See, list 2 I am updating with 50 at 0th index, but list 1 is still having the same old value. List 1 is not uh, affected here. Okay, that is one way of copying the lists. Okay, the another way is, let us see. Okay, here I have list 1, right? List 2 is equal to list of list 1. Okay, now let us see what it will print. See, same thing, right? Now let us see in this way whether the data is affected in both the lists or not. See, in this way also the data is not affected in other list. It is affected or reflected only in the list which we are modifying, right? That is about the list copy. Okay. Okay, let us go to join lists. Okay, join list means joining or adding two lists of data, right? Okay, let us see how to join. List 2 is equal to list of 40, 50, 60. This is list 1 and list 2, right? Now, if you want to merge, okay, let us see. List 3 is equal to list 1 plus list 2. Let me print it. List 3. What it will print, let us see. See 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So these two lists are merged here, right? So plus is an operator which is which is useful to join the lists as well. Okay. There is another way of joining lists. Let us see. See here, list 1 is having 10, 20, 30. List 2 is having 40, 50, 60, right? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll iterate through the for loop. I'll iterate through a list, okay, element in list 1, and for each element that is returned from this loop, I want to add that element to list 2. Okay, now if I print list 2, what it will be there, let us see. See, list 1 elements are added at the end of list 2. If you see list 1, what it is there in list 1 still, we will see. List 1 is still having 10, 20, 30. List 2 is appended with the list 1 elements. This is how we join the list by iterating each and every element in that list. In a scenario where you want to do some conditional logic and all, right? Only if that condition is satisfied, you want to add that element to the another list. In such scenarios, we have to follow this approach of iterating the one list and adding them to the another list. Otherwise, you can follow if you want all items to be merged or joined together from both the list into single list, then you can just use the plus operator. Okay, that is one thing. Okay, there is one more operation we'll see. Okay, there is one more approach, list 2 dot extend. Okay, I want to extend the list 2 by adding the elements of list 1. See the same output. If you call list1 dot extend, let us see what it will be there. See, 10 list 2 is added at the end of the list 1, and list 2 is still having 40, 50, 60. Okay, this is another way of joining the lists. Okay, apart from join lists, there is another utility function available in lists. Suppose my list is having these many items. Okay, suppose I want to know how many occurrences list 1 dot count. Okay, how many occurrences of 10? How many occurrences here? 10. 3 occurrences are there. See, that is what it is printing. Suppose if you want to find the how many occurrences of an element, that also you can get by using the count function. How many occurrences of 20? Only 1. How many occurrences of 40? 2 occurrences. That is what it is giving. Okay, so these are the different list operations we have seen in detail in the earlier video and also in this video. List comprehension, join lists, how to access the lists, uh, how to add elements, remove elements, all those operations we have seen in detail. The different utility methods like reverse, count function, index function, length of a list. All those things we have seen. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we will see the tuples in Python programming language and what is the how the tuples are different from lists. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.